I've always heard the secret to a good speech was to start with something of specific interest to the audience. Okay, all of your cars have just been stolen. But seriously, asking me to speak so early in the morning, I mean, it's, 5:48 here in the morning. It's like watching a dog walk on his hind legs. Even if it isn't done well, you're amazed it can be done at all. But before we start, I've got something really important to say. I was told to be accurate and brief, and I promise I'll be as brief as possible, no matter how long it takes. Is that okay? Now, I gave a speech last week and Drew said I was both original and good. Unfortunately, the parts that were good weren't original, and the parts that were original weren't very good. Don't worry though, I'll do much better today, I'm sure. Tubulites, I hope you've had a great time yesterday. Well, it falls to me to open the second day of the world's most inspiring Congress. I'm Jem Patel, Director of JSP Media Group and Media Director at the Tubules project. Now I'm stood here inside the beautiful Haythorpe Park Resort, beaming to you live inside. Now you've watched the 10 years of Tubules yesterday, you saw the Motivate, Grow, Thrive video, and you've had a chance to view the Tubules Foundation update. Well, I think you know all about Tubules, but maybe it's worth delving into the abyss that is the crazy mental mind of the founder, Drew. His mind appears to fire in all directions. We think we've all caught up with his thoughts and then realise he's 10 steps ahead. And then he has another insane idea, which he thinks will work. And invariably, it does. Oh, actually, I can see Drew just there. Let's have a catch up with him. Drew!
Message on Facebook. Yeah, and I also saw it on the website support, if they will sort that for you. No, it's fine, we'll get that done tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, 2 minutes.
Quick chat.
2 minutes, sure. Cool. Yeah, okay. Do you mind if I do this later? Yeah? All right, thanks, Jem. Yeah, cheers, thanks.
Drew,
you're all right.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. You okay? Yeah, sorry about that.
I am so excited.
It's brilliant. We're up for it.
Yeah, can you imagine? Ladies and gentlemen, we actually met, Drew and I, back in, you think it was 2009, it was actually 2008.
Oh, was it 2008? Was it?
It was 11 years ago. Because
wow.
The Tubules project, you were kind of thinking about it, right?
Yeah,
and
that's
then
right.
we met at one of the exhibitions, dentistry exhibition in 2009. But we've come so far now, and I say we because I'm part of the project and I'm really excited to do that.
Brilliant, isn't it? And
tell me a little bit about your work ethos, because this has been going for 10 years. You've started as a one-man band. You do the job of 38 people. You and I think, worked it out one day.
Yeah.
You do the job of 38 people. You don't sleep. How on earth, where do you get your passion from?
You know, I don't know actually, because if you think for the first 8 years, I wasn't paid actually. And to think about the fact, Jem, you remember how many challenges we've had, how many failures we've had, and you don't get paid. You're not working full time, it adds a lot of stress, but I get energy because I think Tubules isn't about me, and that's the main bit really. For me, Tubules has been about, it's rewarding and satisfying to see other people succeeding, other people getting value, other people, that's why I don't call it CPD, it's learning, you're giving them knowledge, you're giving them this network of like-minded, energetic people, and just bringing this all together. It's powerful, and I love creating. You and I know it. We do these videos, we do these funny things. It's just creating, thinking out of the box. What can you do differently to energize people? And that's why I kept doing it. I kept doing it, and I don't know what it was, but it just felt very rewarding. Every time you get someone saying, Drew, thank you for doing this. Drew, it's been brilliant. I don't want the thanks, but it's just watching that glee in their eyes. It's phenomenally brilliant, and I think that's why I did it for 8 years. And if I could, I'd do the job of 50 people, but the only problem was there were 8 days in the week and 25 hours in the day. That's why we brought the team on board, didn't we? But I think that was the energy, really, the energy of igniting people's passion all day long, giving them that energy. It's so brilliant, and it's been amazing. You've seen it.
Absolutely, yeah, and I've seen the company grow from strength to strength. I think we've produced, for you guys, I think we've produced nearly 3,000 hours of material. I mean, that in itself is phenomenal. Yeah. I know it's taken us 10 years, but you know, I don't think I've actually done anything like that for any other company in the world.
I don't think any company in the world has done that. If you look at TED Talks, right?
Yeah.
They may have.
Now, this is really interesting, TED Talks, actually.
Yeah.
Because the model of TED Talks is when people come on stage, they talk about a particular project or a theme. Where's Dental Tubules going with that? Is it just dentistry?
Listen, Tubules is about motivating, inspiring, growing, thriving the world. Yes, Dental Tubules does this change for dentistry. And by the way, we've just started, if you think about it. I think I
love that attitude. We've been going for 10 years. Oh, by the way, Jem, we've just started.
You know, in Hindi they say, "Party to bhi shuru hai," the party's just begun. But you know, here, listen to this, right? 87% of the world's workforce are disengaged. 87% are actively disengaged.
Hold on, how many people are there? Well, there are 6 billion people on planet Earth.
Let's work out. I think last I read there were about 7 billion
Okay.
people. That's about 6.3 billion who are
Right.
disengaged at work, who just turn up to work on a Monday morning thinking, I gotta get to work. That's not life. I want to put passion into these people, even if we do it. Listen, my vision for the next 10 years is to put this passion into 2 billion people, right? Because imagine
Can
that.
I just stop you there?
Tell me.
2 billion people. When Drew says something is going to happen, I believe it. 2 billion people. Now that really is something.
Listen, 2 billion people need to be tubulized. And I say this out of pure passion because the truth of the matter is, Jem, if passionate people, I work with passion. I don't just talk, I practice what I preach. And for 8 years when I was not paid, 2 hours of sleep, all the sacrifices, I did with passion. I try and make a change. Now imagine the 2 billion people doing that. It's not about putting passion in people for anything, but passion makes them happy. Passion makes them energetic. Passionate people solve the world's biggest problems. How powerful is that? And then the world's faced with so many challenges. We've got to tubulize these people because tubulized people will make that difference. Look at tubulites in dentistry. How many people have been helping each other?
Yeah.
Someone gets a challenge,
It's a community
someone helps
as well,
them.
isn't it?
It's just powerful. To say I'm a tubulite doesn't mean I'm a member. It actually represents I'm somebody who's interested in growing myself. I'm interested in helping others grow at the same time. I'm hoping we go there, you know, I'm hoping we get there in 10 years. And so it's not just dentistry. We'll soon see a big worldwide tubules community, but I'm a dentist. And if I can't do this in my own profession, then surely I should be doing it anywhere else. And that's what we're aiming for. Let's let the games begin. That's what I think, Jem. That's what I think.
It's been an absolutely interesting journey being with you, Drew, especially with dental tubules. But tell me about 4 key factors that influenced you.
4.
Loads,
Actually. I'll tell you one of the biggest influences for me was my sister. You know, she's people who haven't known Sapna was on a wheelchair, and she couldn't walk. Her arms and legs were obviously not working as well. But she became a lawyer. She became a psychologist. She was a motivational speaker, and she was writing a book. In fact, she finished it, and we're looking to publish it at some point. But it did show me that actually, you know, without full function, she could do everything. It's very important. She was a rock in my life, and I genuinely miss her. But it was amazing, you know, and that was important and really good. It always tears me up, because not only did I have to motivate her, but I had to keep going to give her the strength, and that probably built some courage.
So she helps you?
And she's always, you know, she's probably somewhere in the stars looking at me from there. And then the university experience, when my dad messaged me and said, Drew, we've run out of money. And I was like in my 3rd year thinking, Jesus, how do I cross this now?
3rd year out of how many years?
Out of 5.
So kind of over the halfway mark.
Around the halfway mark. And that brought some power and energy in me, because I had to make it. And you'll realize, you know, some days you go without food. Other days you just eat Maryland chocolate chip, double chocolate chip cookies or whatever. But you realize the value of things. You realize how important the basic things in life are, and everything else is a bonus, you know, gratitude. But it put the vision of education to the world for me. And I'm always said it, nobody in the world should go without education.
I know you're talking about something really important, but you guys there in the auditorium can probably hear an airplane, and that's Drew's ride, taking him home after the Congress.
That's my Ford Fiesta engine. I don't know if aeroplanes will ride me, but there we are. But yeah, so
we were talking about the 4
yeah.
key factors,
and then
Sapna, and then running
my
out of money,
university and the money, and that showed me the ethos and the power of education. go to the next stage, and I lost all my inspiration in the industry 10 years ago. And what Tubules did is ignited
But
my
can I ask you how you
passion.
lost and why you lost inspiration? Is it because you didn't have the money, or?
There's people around me. People around me. I was around people who may have been very, very academic, Jem, and who may have been very, you know, they were good teachers. But anyone can teach. It's about how you can educate and inspire somebody. And when you find a disruptor like me who thinks out of the box, hashtag rebel without a cause, I just want to piss people off almost. It's you've got to handle that and find what ticks me. And it was really difficult. But Tubules did that. It inspired me. It got me in touch with so many amazing clinicians who till today just really drive me, and that's why I see them here. We'll see them at the Congress, or we've seen them yesterday. It inspires me. And then the other thing that's really, really important for me, the fourth moment was the failure talk I did 12 months ago when we were on the brink. I presume that one's built me, that one's given me the energy. It's told me how, when you're at the worst, you can deal with things. All these adversities, I call them adversities. Adversities grow people. And I tell you one thing, because of that, I think I've become addicted to getting challenges and adversity. I've become addicted to say, how do we push this even more to the brink where we're right at the cliff edge? And then how do we jump and think, where's the parachute gone? And find a way. But it's sort of, I think 4 things really powerful for me that have driven my ethos, my change, I guess. It's just molded me.
Drew, these guys are calling us now because Congress is going to start any minute. But the last question is the next 10 years. Tell me about your plan for the next decade.
More grey hair for you, more boldness for me, I think, Jem. Because I'm going to push that. It's natural, isn't it? And that's why I'm getting some of it. Look, everyone knows I push the barriers. I think one thing I've realized through, especially what happened last year, those who come to Tubules have certain values. They represent something. And Tubules is about 3 things, in my opinion. And I think that's how we work. I almost look at it as 3 circles. The inner circle is what people get for themselves. They come to Tubules to motivate themselves, to get that knowledge, the connections to grow and to thrive, right? That's them. But it's not about them only. It's not about an individual. The next stage up is that these same people have to think about their bigger community, or they've got to think about their bigger profession. Help other people, inspire other people, connect together. And then there's the bigger circle, and I believe this is how we should all live, a global vision. And if you think about Tubules, that global vision is the Tubules Foundation. So think, motivate, grow, thrive, help, inspire, connect, and a big vision to the world, Tubules Foundation. And I think the 10 years next is I want the world to embrace these values, tubulized, I call it, when you have that. And really I want people to push their barriers so that they discover their true passion. They reignite their passion, because do you know what that's going to do? It's going to fire people up. It's going to fire people up, and that's what we want. Let's just get that igniting of passion into people, because that'd be brilliant.
They're calling you.
Right, I'm coming.
Congress is starting in literally a couple of minutes, so you must go. I'll see you in a sec.
Thank you so much for that.
Thanks very much.
Speak soon, Jem. Cheers, guys.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Ideas brimming in the CEO Drew Shah's head. And now it gives me great pleasure in opening the 3rd annual Dentanal Tubules Global Congress.